Just talk about general thoughts on the match. How's the group feeling?
I know they're tired. It's 18 days here. Um, we leave here feeling like we've accomplished a lot, and you know, I love the look on the faces when the tanks are emptied. So I think they gave us everything in these last 18 days and completely went after it today in a good way. Like really committed to what we do, how we play, trying to really get better at who we are, causing lots of turnovers, forcing the mistakes, lots of sprint distance, being the aggressors. This is what we saw today. So, as always, I feel really good about the progress over the last bit, and I leave here knowing that there's real work to do. We're still young, but we are ahead of where we were last year, I can tell you that.
Just talk about what you saw from Hoffa over the past few matches. Some great pressing moments that ended up paying off. Just what have you seen from him, and how does he look going into the MLS regular season?
Listen, it's always, we ask a lot of those guys, up the pitch to sprint and to go together, and it's led by him. He's our reference point. And it's a big ask sometimes for not the reward. He just wants to score the goals. So on a day like today, I want the buy-in from what we're doing to see the validation that he's running hard, going on the right triggers, that he forces that turnover and scores the goal. It only helps, it becomes fuel on the fire. So there's not many strikers, if any, that work harder than him and that also have that knack for goal like him. The last one I had a chance to work with was Wright Phillips. Bradley was incredible, but he reaped the rewards from it, and I think he's no different. So it's great to see.
Shifting to Georgie now too. He said he was feeling great on the pitch today and in the last match. Just how does he look? How does he feel? Obviously, with the injury at the end of last season, going into this year.
Well, it's clear to see that when he's out there, he's a guy that makes everyone around him better. He can operate in tight spaces. He starts and builds our attacks. He's always on the end of finishing attacks. He helps set us tempo. He can help us create overloads, dropping lower in wide areas. He is the other reference point for us that makes everything go. So you can see with him, without him, it is a big difference. So, he's pulling the strings out there today, still thinking about getting into certain spaces that he can get into the box, help score goals. We're challenging him this way, and he's all in on it. So he looks great. His ankle feels great, and it was just nice to see him, part of a really good stretch for his group.
Adam Beaudry in net today made some great saves, posted a clean sheet in addition to Zach Campanello. Just from the goalies with Zach out, just kind of what do you feel you have back there even when Zach isn't there?
Well, I've said this before, the goalkeeping core and culture led by Sharpie, our goalkeeper coach, and Zach Steffen, the way he shows up every day, he just sets the tone. So, led by Sharpie, led by Zach, those guys, they have such a process, an honest way of working. They work hard, but there's lots of details in there. They have a nice way of working because it's so self-critical. How can we get better? But it's all about hard work and details and a togetherness that I think is rare. So on the day when Adam gets those minutes, we all feel comfortable. But he needs those minutes too. So I thought he looked good in protecting the goal, and also his distribution was really good, meaning the decision making to help us build our attacks.
And then just talk about time in Mexico so far, the past 2.5 weeks, just your general thoughts on the group's time here, and then as we go into Florida and then ahead to the CONCACAF Champions Cup against LAFC.
Listen, this has been a nice venue for us, here in Querétaro and La Loma, the facility we have here. It gives us everything that we need, and it's been better this year than last. The pitches have been perfect, even better than last year. Sun is always shining. We got the altitude, which is a big part of what we wanted here. The facility, 20 steps away from the outdoor gym, the locker room. It's good for players. It's good for staff. The hotel is excellent. Food's been really, really good. And, for me, of course, it's about the football and getting a team on the same page. But this whole environment has helped us come together off the field, which is equally important for me and what we're doing here. And we talk about team first. So, the last part is that we leave here healthy. For the most part, we got nothing major going on. A couple of expected little things that show up, soft tissue like soreness, but I always want to leave here healthy and better than we were 18 days ago.